Computer boot sequence initiated. Accessing library computer data. NCC 10535. Starship Tempest.
Space. The final frontier. These are the missions of the Starship Tempest. Set between Captains Kirk and Picard, 5 friends stumble their way through their first role-playing game as the crew of this Federation starship, exploring strange new worlds, keeping peace in the galaxy, defending their keyboards from kids and cats, and going clumsily, if not boldly, where no one has gone before. Captain's Log Supplemental. We've located the artifact, though unfortunately we've been beaten to the punch by the Andorian Tomb Raider. We're in pursuit now, and hopefully can take her and the artifact into custody before the Klingons show up to further complicate the situation.
We follow
fitness
her.
and security. Yeah, you're following her, which is a fitness and security. It's going to be another opposed task, difficulty 2.
Why would following be an opposed task? She's going to stop and oppose us while we follow her?
No,
because if that's the case, then we catch up to her.
Trying to evade, I guess?
No, she is running as fast as she can, and you guys are running as fast as you can, and the opposed task will determine which person is actually running faster.
I see. Okay, so this is a science race.
Yeah, this is literally a science race.
So I'm gonna use my focus of endurance
Okay, I'll allow it.
to keep up my fast speed.
And can I use my my focus of composure?
You cannot.
Oh, nope, I trip.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, Roll20 does not
Alright.
like us today. It is just
No.
doing terrible rolls.
Since he rolled before we decided whether we were going to spend momentum, I do not see his roll, and I will roll a 1.
But you only rolled 1.
You have to roll 2 dice.
Oops.
You gotta roll 2, at least.
Yes. All right.
Oh, man.
So I pick
Well
Travis
done.
up.
So Holden takes off and trips and falls, and Maddox from behind runs and uses him as a springboard and jumps off of his back and leaps and
Just like we planned.
I will. Let's do it.
Wait.
Let's do it this way to keep it simple.
Hold on.
Oh wait, computers.
It's
and
pronounced
engineering.
Holden.
It's my file is highlighted security right now.
Yeah.
Why would it be doing?
You need to click fitness and security before you roll.
Computers?
No, I did.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
you're
I
on
said
the ship.
mine's- I just rolled for the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Oh,
don't
the
even
ship
have
caught her.
computers as a...
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. I'm on mine, and mine says fitness and security.
Oh, that
You
is weird.
somehow
By
rolled for
closing
the
it,
ship.
closing your window out and opening it again.
That is okay. So that would have been awesome. It probably won't be because this round sucks for all of us.
A 1 and a 0.
Okay, you did a 1. So Scylla just has to roll a 2 or better. She's gonna spend momentum or a threat rather. Fitness and security.
Wait, hold on. Point of order.
What?
We should we including you should declare whether or not we're going to spend momentum or threat prior to any of the rolls.
I agree. That's what I just did. I haven't rolled yet.
No, I know, but you saw what we rolled.
Oh,
you know
I
what
see.
you have to-
Both sides.
Correct. So you should not be able to spend a threat here.
I mean, I was planning on anyway, regardless of what you guys were gonna do. But
I believe you, but you know what I mean?
ugh.
Because in the future, you could be like, oh, you guys rolled nothing but critical bagels. I'm not going to spend a threat.
Ooh,
right,
can we open a
fine.
bagel shop called Critical Bagels?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Right? Oh, man,
Okay.
and it could be a board game place, and it'd be so cute.
Okay.
Stop
so,
recording. This is a good idea. Don't let anybody know.
Cut this idea out of the final edit.
Yeah,
okay.
don't tell anyone.
We'll call it the Cloak and Blaster.
Yeah.
All right. So Scylla and Maddox had similar outcomes, but because Holden had a critical fail, I'm going to say that she maintains the distance. She doesn't open up any amount of distance, but neither do you guys catch up to her either.
Okay.
Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
If we
That's fine.
say that. That is representing the distance from the beginning of the chamber passageway all the way back up to the surface that she runs up to. And so she is now back on the surface, and she is able to run back down to her ship, which is outside the force field barrier. And you guys are close behind her, but she is able to get in and lift off her ship from the surface.
I'm gonna say before we ran out, Maddox yelled back to the crew and said, "Get back to the ship."
Okay, yeah. Everybody else backtracked their positions from where they were. They went back into the valley and out from under the shield. The beast was not there, so no issues there.
The beast was picking his teeth with the bones of Mayfly.
Offensive Mayfly. And so now Holden and Maddox are standing in the vicinity of where her ship just was until it took off a moment ago. Everybody else is back on the ship. Do you guys want to do anything else before returning to the ship yourself?
Who has Galen? Is Galen back on the ship already?
Yeah, Galen went back on the ship.
All right. Maddox to Tempest, I'd like to speak with Dr. Galen.
He patches you through, so he's on the comm.
Dr. Galen, this is Captain Maddox. Is there anything else down here that we should investigate or check before we go in pursuit of this Andorian that just stole your artifact?
Nothing that I know of, Captain. That artifact is the important piece.
Maddox to Tempest, 2 to beam up.
Okay, you beam up. And Scylla's ship, the KR Nabi, is flying away from the vicinity of Athrak 5.
And is essentially unstoppable.
rather quickly. And just about that time, Panther briefs you, Captain, and says, "Captain, since we weren't able to communicate with you on the surface while you were underground, I wasn't able to tell you, but we did receive a transmission from the Stargazer, and the Stargazer is inbound with Klingon ships in pursuit."
Are they here to help?
The Klingons?
the Klingons?
I think the Stargazer would help, but I think the Stargazer probably needs our help. And no, I don't think the Klingons are going to help.
Are the Klingons
Holden is
coming
going to
for
try
the
and disable
artifact?
her ship.
That's what I was gonna say.
No.
What's that? I didn't catch it. What did you say?
I'm going to disable her ship now.
Okay.
Tactically, so the direction with which the Andorian is fleeing, is it towards the Stargazer or away from our position and the Stargazer? Where is she in reference to our reinforcements?
They are not reinforcements. They are on the run from Klingon ships.
Right.
Right, but she also might be running towards one of our allies.
Yeah. So
And also,
we'll
go ahead.
We'll set it up this way. So she is in fact at the moment running towards the direction of where the Stargazer just dropped out of warp, and a Klingon battlecruiser and 2 birds of prey have just dropped out of warp behind the Stargazer.
shields up, red alert.
So essentially, it's a man-in-the-middle situation with the Nabi in between you and the Klingons, and the Stargazer is in front of the Klingons. Make sense?
Okay.
So it's us. What's the name of the ship? The Danabi, then the Stargazer, and then the Klingons. So
The Nabi, N-A-B-I.
Okay. So it's a let us out, let us in situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, man in the middle, or Andorian in the middle, with you guys on one side, the Stargazer and the Klingons on the other side.
All right. I'm firing on her ship now.
Thank you. I think it's a good idea.
Captain, we have to stop her.
Approved.
Fire.
Okay. Phasers, photons. What's happening here?
What's our range right now? Long range?
Yeah, long range.
All right. Torpedoes then.
Okay.
Oof.
So go ahead and do a torpedo attack. Control and security. Difficulty 2. Torpedoes don't use power, and assisted by the ship's weapons and
Security probably.
security. Yeah.
Control plus security. So since we just got back, I'm gonna say, how about Panther is actually still at the controls right now? Does that work?
Okay.
Because Panther has a focus of ship's weapon systems.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna be at the tactical console anyway.
All right.
Okay.
So Panther.
Go ahead and make your attack.
I'll roll for the Tempest.
All right. And we have how much momentum?
3.
3. Yeah, I'm gonna spend 1 now.
Okay.
Ooh.
Tempest fired the shit out of her torpedoes. So
Yes. Panther got 2.
Okay.
4 successes total.
Okay. Difficulty 2, so he gets 2 momentum back. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's you, Ryan.
don't worry. I know, guys. I know. I know exactly how to do that. I haven't forgotten. at all.
You have not forgotten to press the little insignia next to the photon torpedoes?
Specifically at the bottom of the page in the weapons section at the bottom right.
No, yeah, I totally haven't forgotten how to do that. Under a phaser array.
And by the way, we can't pass up this moment without saying, you haven't forgotten how to fire photon torpedoes, right? That's just too perfect. Okay, let me pull up the Navi real quick so I can calculate the damage. He has a scale of 3, so you did
6 damage.
6 points of damage total. So 6
Plus high yield. Whatever.
minus 3, right? 3 total points of damage does not equal a breach. For high yield to work, the way high yield works is for every breach you score, it adds an additional
gotcha.
breach. But since there's no breach, there's no extra breach. So you did take out 3 points of her shields, however, but that is the amount. That is the sum total of the damage that you do in this turn. So she's going to go ahead and do an evasive maneuvers situation. Is that Logan?
Yes, he's just popping up and down, grinning at me and laughing. Oh,
Sorry, I'm looking up a thing real quick.
that's fine.
Well, she's reading her manual on her own ship. How about we move in range and shoots again?
Evasive maneuvers is going to be a engines plus con difficulty 2. So she's gonna roll that, and she doesn't succeed.
Aha.
What she was trying to do was to make it harder for you to hit her next turn, but she did not succeed at doing that.
Aha.
Okay.
So now you guys can either do the Stargazer, like I'm gonna give you guys control of Picard and the Stargazer,
Neat.
but then I'm gonna do the Klingons.
Narratively speaking, why is the Stargazer headed this way? Just fleeing the Klingons?
Yes.
Okay. We can't do anything at this time? Even opening a channel?
No, yeah, you can open a channel if you want. Yeah, if you want to coordinate with Picard, you absolutely can do that right now.
Ah.
All right, so I signal to the communications officer that I want a broadband, open, unsecured channel to the Stargazer.
Okay.
There's no encryption whatsoever. It's just a broadband.
So that everybody in the neighborhood can hear it.
Captain Picard, this is Rajay Maddox of the Tempest. On board that ship, fleeing this planet, is a weapon of enormous power that was uncovered during an illegal salvage operation in Klingon space. It is the Federation's mandate that we recover this artifact at all costs.
Understood, Captain. I will do the best I can, but I have some rather...
That message was not for you, Captain. If you could pick up on the subtlety.
Yes, Captain, I understood, but as you can probably see on your own sensors now, I have some rather Klingon difficulties off my direct stern, which I could rather use some help with myself.
It's all right. In about 25 years, you're going to be way better at picking up subtle transmissions.
He's new.
So, well, do you want to give Picard any actual direct orders or directions?
No, this was my way of telling the Klingons that ship is hauling something of great tactical value away from one of their planets.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna have the Klingons go and do their turn.
You're just gonna feed her to the Klingons?
Yep.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Good. So now they'll have the super destructive weapon.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Okay, so the Klingons are going to make their attack.
Are they gonna attack her ship too?
The Katinga-class battlecruiser is going to open fire on the Navi with its disruptors. So that is going to be a weapons and security difficulty 1. They're going to fire. And oh, they missed.
Oh.
Okay. But there are 2 other Klingon ships there, so they're also going to go. They're going to fire their disruptors.
Well, wouldn't the turn rotate back to one of us in that instance?
Yeah. Yeah. If you have something you want to do, you can go ahead and do it. But I'm just telling you that the next thing that's going to happen is the Klingons are going to keep attacking.
Well, so what's the order of operation here? Because it's going to go. The Klingon battlecruiser, the lead Klingon ship went, and they missed.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's going to go to us, then the Andorian, then the Stargazer, then the birds of prey, then the other bird of prey. Like, what's the order here?
Yeah, the way you just laid it out is basically it. So it'll go.
So is the Stargazer's turn this round receiving a message from the Tempest?
That's why I asked you if you wanted to give the Stargazer or Picard any direct orders.
Yeah, the Stargazer should go at this point.
Yeah. If you want the Stargazer to do anything this round, then this is your chance to do it.
I was thinking, this is to the crew. I was thinking that we open now a secure channel to the Stargazer and brief them and tell them what the situation was. And my hope in informing the Klingons was just to slow down the ship, but because the briefing we got was that the ship would basically become unstoppable. We haven't seen that yet, but how long until it gets to that point?
Yeah, because it needs to be like installed in the ship, what they were saying. So I'm assuming we have a little time for that.
Yeah, okay.
We need to either disable and or destroy that ship as soon as possible.
Right. Well, we have
and make sure so that's really the goal at this point, I feel.
Yeah, and I would say, let's go after the ship, and then right as soon as we get its shield down, we beam out the weapon, and maybe even beam out the Andorian. Keep shooting at the ship, and destroy it, and be like, well, now nobody has it. Do, and go off on our day.
Ooh, I like that idea.
But could we do it without insulting the Klingons? Because I think do is like one of their worst insults.
Yeah,
that might be a fair point. So right now we have 5 ships attacking that vessel. So I think we should make it clear to both, to the Stargazer and obviously ourselves, that the instant that ship's shields go down is when we execute the an emergency or a transport of the artifact and Thas, right?
Sure.
So that's I would say that would be, if the Stargazer has a turn, I would say to open communications, a secure line of channel with the line of communication with the Tempest, and we cover all that.
Okay.
So we establish the tactical plan that we are going to do what we can to take down the ship's shields, let the Klingons do their bit on our behalf, and as soon as the shields are down, lickety-split, we beam everything on board that we need.
And so then the Stargazer fires on the ship. Then.
If Brian will allow us to, yeah.
Yeah, so again, the Stargazer is your ally, so I'm just going to leave it to your control.
Yeah, communicating with them does not take a turn, Ryan. I think that's what you're getting at.
Correct.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, so you can say, I say all of this to the Stargazer, and then I want Picard to do this, and then whatever the Stargazer does is your turn for the Stargazer. But because the ship is your ally, I'm going to let you control it.
Okay, great.
Mr. Picard, fire.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's what I said.
Okay, I'm glad we got that cleared up.
I love when the joke works.
Yeah. So you guys should have control of the actual both Stargazer and Picard character sheets. There you go. So you should be able to see them now.
He has hair.
Yep. So yeah, take your turn with whatever you like to do with the Stargazer.
All right. Well, the Stargazer will open fire. Lasers, I guess, guys.
What range are we in?
Yeah, I forgot to put the auras around them, so we'll say medium range.
All right, so we'll do phasers then.
Okay.
yeah. And then as we're doing this, is there anything we can do to aid ourselves in locking onto the weapon and the person within the ship? I know we can't beam them because they've got shields up.
Yeah, you can.
But can we?
There are various tasks. So I'm sure there would be one. You guys are in combat, so the kind of tasks that you can do is limited.
Cool.
But yeah, there's like
We'll figure it out.
a targeting or something like a targeting task or something like that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it is the Stargazer's turn. So unless you want the Stargazer to do that, then we can leave that for a minute.
We'll leave it. My question is, does the Stargazer have its own momentum, or would we have to use our own momentum for anything with the Stargazer?
Well, it starts with no momentum. I will create a side pool for it if you want, but any momentum the Stargazer generates can only be used by the Stargazer.
Right. Well, yeah, totally. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm rolling for the Stargazer.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite question I've ever asked you, Brian. Am I rolling for Captain Jean-Luc Picard right now?
Not in this particular task, but if Picard does something on his own as a character, separate from the ship, then you can roll as Picard.
So wait, so I'm rolling 2 dice as the ship. Why would someone on the ship not be helping in some way?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I think you're right, and I do have this wrong.
So yeah, I think Ryan is rolling for Picard.
So the way I have it set up right now is that the Stargazer is an NPC ship, and so the way NPC ships work is that they kind of have a generic crew, and that's what the attribute and discipline is. like instead of having a whole bunch of different characters with all sorts of different stats, you just boil all of that down to one generic crew member stat, and that's what the ship's attribute.
Okay, so how about I roll?
So I think you roll two dice for the crew and one for the starship.
Oh, okay. 2 total successes, so the Stargazer succeeds in shooting its phasers.
Okay, so roll damage. Yep, for phaser banks.
Roll the damage.
Did it lick the frog or no?
Okay.
All right. The Stargazer apparently has dramatically more powerful weapons than
Oh my gosh!
Than
Yeah.
the Tempest. Or I just scored a better hit is all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 minus 3 is 5. That is a breach, but it's phaser banks, so no extra breach.
I'm
And
counting.
you didn't target a
I'm
specific.
counting 10. How's that 8?
7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, you're right. 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. So that's a breach.
And that's the rest of her shields, I believe, as well, right?
It's the rest of her shields. You guys did not pick a particular system, so we're gonna roll randomly. And that's 5. So she suffered a breach on her sensors,
That'll slow her down.
and she loses a turn.
Oh, yeah.
The targeted shields. Son of a gun.
I mean, she has no more shields now, but... Ooh.
She has no. We all go. Oh. And we know the exact signature of her, obviously, because she's an Andorian, and of the orb.
Get the thing.
Yeah. So right now, I think the next Klingon ship will go, correct?
Correct.
And then
one of the birds of prey.
And so then the question is, unless they destroy her or whatever, then we can try our transporting her and the weapon off the next turn for the Tempest.
Might I be of service?
Yeah, absolutely, Eel.
What would you like to do?
I'm the transporter chief. I was promoted earlier today.
Thanks for coming to the party.
You're welcome. It's just that I thought somebody said we have to transport a thing over here, so I showed up.
It's not our turn yet, though.
Oh, well, I'll go when I
Yeah.
want.
So you heard that somebody needed to be transported, so you left your station at the transporter room to come up to say, "I'm here if you need me."
That's a very Scotty bringing his nephew to the bridge for medical treatment kind of move.
Yeah.
Oh, now she's not playing anymore.
Sorry, I was actually on my iPad playing an educational game. It was just a bit too loud
Alright,
there.
Okay, all right.
But it's so it's one of the birds of prey now.
Yeah,
that
so
goes?
the bird of prey is going to swoop in and engage its tractor beam. So let me pull up that.
You should have them shoot at it, just so that we can at least get one chance to try and transport the stuff off.
No, the Klingons have an agenda, and they're going to work towards their agenda.
That's fine. It's just a narrative dead end.
So why would them shooting at it make it? Why would them shooting at it make a difference? Their shields are already down. It's alright. They failed. It's cool.
Yeah, they did
Yes,
poorly.
okay. So they were attempting to engage a tractor beam onto it, but they did not succeed.
Oh, good.
That doesn't arrive until Tuesday.
No, the ship is still, it's still flying. Its shields are down, but its engines are still fine, so it's ducking and dodging and weaving.
All right, what do I need to do now?
Well, we got to lock on to, I'd say, the orb first, and then after that, then we'll worry about the Andorian.
Well, why do we need
archaeology.
to get her? She can just run away, be on her way.
Well, I did sort of set her up on a silver platter for the
Well,
Klingons, and without telling the Klingons that we have the orb.
I definitely noticed you did that, but
I mean, we can do both at once. I'm pretty sure we can transport two things at one time.
yeah, all right.
Is that true, Brian?
Well, this is the way the transporting is going to work. The orb is giving off crazy, weird energy things that's going to make transporting difficult, but not impossible. If you do them both at the same time, it will be the same amount of difficulty for both. If you do the orb first, then transporting her will be a lot easier.
All right.
We go for the orb.
Yeah,
All right.
do both.
So what do I need to roll then?
So it's going to be control and engineering, difficulty 3.
Roll and engineering. Oh, I'm good at those.
Before we let Eel go, we should see who has the highest control in engineering and let them do it.
I've got a 14.
Good speed and Holden?
16 for me.
Oh.
I think I've got a 13. Let me check.
Control and engineering? I thought you were higher on that.
Yeah, I thought it was higher too. Oh, I was looking at the wrong person. I am not me. I'm a different me.
You're all of you.
14.
So now, but theoretically, like one of the things we were trying to dial in here is the fact that people have specific,
Jobs.
stations that they're at.
Roles.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And that's just the person at the station.
So it makes sense for me to do it.
Well, so if Eel is the one that's the transporter chief, then he's got to be the one to do the
Oh,
transport.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's why I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many do I need to roll to beam the damn orb over here?
You got it's difficulty 3.
How many momentum do we have?
I think we have 3 right now.
4.
Oh, 4. Okay. Definitely spend the
Right.
momentum.
So definitely
Yep.
one of those. Let's see how old Eel does, eh?
I'll roll for the.
Hey, 3 successes. You're welcome.
Oh, just fuck it. Just go for it.
I did. I did that.
Thanks, Eel.
The best I've rolled all day.
There we go. Success.
Woohoo!
Okay.
We get the momentum
Uh,
back as well.
We did it.
Momentum back.
Okay, so yeah, you successfully beam the artifact on board. Is now in your possession.
Now let's destroy it.
The Andorian Thass is still on her ship, still dodging Klingons.
No,
and
the
I care less about that.
The Andorian came with it.
Oh, I thought you guys were beaming the one first and then the
No,
other.
no, you said they would be the same difficulty if we beamed them both. So we just
Right,
beamed them
so
both.
we just did the both.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. So, all right. Then I fucked it up, but I'll let it stand since it's already happened.
Oh.
Okay.
It was going to be more difficult to do anyway.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to agree with Brian, but he did specify, and then the last thing I think I said was, "Let's beam the orb up."
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I don't want to agree with Ryan, so I won't. So keep going.
My impression was you guys were doing one then the other, so that's
Yeah.
why it was
What?
difficulty 3. If it was going to be
I
both
mean-
at the same time, my intention was difficulty 4.
Oh, okay.
We don't actually need to worry about the Andorian anyway. We needed the orb to protect it. We don't care about her in particular, right?
Other than being Starfleet,
What, she's Starfleet?
No, she's an outlaw.
we're good people.
Well, yeah, no, then, I mean, whatever.
But like, so we got the orb. That was our mission objective, and now she's still on the ship.
On her ship.
Yeah, well, let's turn tail and get out of here and take the orb where it's supposed to go.
I want to try to get her off that ship before it's destroyed.
Well, yeah, because you threw her under the bus.
Well, that's why I want to fix it. Yeah,
Like, hey, Klingons, look over here.
it worked.
Okay.
No, now we want to throw her over the bus.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. Can we get like a quick rundown?
So since you guys have returned to the Tempest, Scylla was on her ship, the Navi, with the orb. You fired, and the Klingons fired, and the Stargazer fired, eventually bringing down her shields. You beamed the orb back to the Tempest, so that is now in your possession. However, Scylla is still on her ship, the Navi, and she has no shields now, and the Klingons and the Stargazer are still in the vicinity.
And whose turn is it?
It's still the Tempest, I believe.
Well, no, because you guys, beaming was your turn.
We just transport.
So now
Yeah.
it goes to, I think...
Doesn't it go to each of the people on our? Don't we have like the number of character things to do on our turn?
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
I think it's another thing that we fucked up is that it's supposed to alternate back and forth, but we did it the wrong way before.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think it's supposed to cycle through. So you guys get 5 total turns per round, but the turns alternate between ships and between factions.
Okay.
Yeah. Starship combat is like it's pretty tough to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Sea border dispute.
So we're going to say only 2 of the Klingon ships have gone so far, so there's still 1 to go. The other bird of prey is going to fire disruptors at the Andorian ship at the Navi.
Well, this may solve our problem for us.
You may not get a chance to take her into custody. So let's see, weapons and security. They're at medium range, so it's the difficulty 1 for them. Okay, so they succeed. And
Holy
shit.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
And
Told
the
you more.
Navi is blown out of this universe and all other theoretical
Oh,
universes.
Yeah.
And the
well,
Genesis wave emanates from it, and it creates a beautiful new star.
Vicious. What
And,
is
and
vicious do
Aflac
again?
5 becomes a paradise.
and I call over our
Okay.
comm and say, Navi, surrender your vessel. As it is
4,
destroyed.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, holy shit. I don't even know what that actually translates into. We're just gonna say, narratively, I'm gonna boil it all down so it's super simple to say that the Navi is not destroyed, but she's heavily damaged, and she's now basically adrift in space.
Life support?
Life support is still on, but failing. In other words, Scylla is not going to last much longer, unless some other people of some kind were to intervene for whatever reason.
Copy. And it's the Stargazer's turn next?
Now it's Stargazer, yeah.
Maddox to Picard.
Go ahead.
On board that ship is a Andorian scavenger. If you have the capability, I'd like you to beam her aboard.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that task as the Stargazer.
As the Stargazer, okay.
And remember, you have 4 momentum at the moment.
Wait, the Stargazer momentum or our momentum?
Yeah, the Stargazer should be full.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Computer engineering, right?
Yes.
All right, and I'm going to spend all of my momentum.
Okay.
I mean, if we're about to get into a fight with 3 Klingons, maybe not spend all your momentum on this beaming task.
Okay, I'll spend a momentum. And difficulty 1, Brian?
Yes.
Huzzah!
Okay. And you get that piece of momentum back. So wait, were you using Stargazer momentum or regular momentum?
Stargazer.
Okay. The Stargazer doesn't start off with a whole separate full-up pool.
Oh.
She did have a point or two, I forget which, but you only used 1 point. I know she had at least 1 point, so that's fine. Okay, so Scylla is now safely in the custody on Tempest. The Navi is
On the
is
Stargazer.
adrift. Sorry, on the Stargazer. So the Klingon Contingent, the battle cruiser, is going to go again, and it is going to fire on the Stargazer.
Nice.
It's medium range, so that is weapons and security. I'm going to roll that. There's the roll. It succeeds, so I'm going to roll damage.
Whoa.
Stargazer has 5 resistance points.
That's some damage.
Okay.
And it's a total of 8 damage. 8 minus 5 is 3, so it does 3 points of damage to the Stargazer shields.
All right.
Tough little ship. Little. I love everybody here.
Now it's back to you guys.
To the Tempest.
To the Tempest.
Can we use the new weapon somehow?
Yeah, I
Yes,
was gonna-
exactly. That's you guys.
I was going to ask what it would take to integrate that
Ooh.
into our systems.
Does it have a USB?
I'll let you try. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real difficult.
I don't want to do that. I want to just leave them.
Okay.
In the meantime, Brian,
Yeah.
so one of the starship moves is literally moving your starship, right? Like so
Correct.
one of your turns would have to be moving your starship.
Yeah, it's actually flying. Yeah.
The Klingons have not done a very good job of flanking us. So I would like to put us between the Stargazer and the battle cruiser,
Okay.
so that they can't have a clear line of sight shot on the Stargazer.
Okay.
And while we're doing that, Goodspeed and Holden are rushing down to engineering to try to see what they can do with this device. Can we do that all in one?
Yeah. Well, those are going to be 2 separate tasks, so those are 2 separate turns within the round.
Shit.
Because a goddamn
If we
waste
do
of
that,
time.
let's have Holden do that because Goodspeed just fell ill and has to go.
Oh, that's
Oh,
too
no.
bad.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
not really ill. I'm not really ill. It's just for narrative purposes. It's an illusion.
Goodspeed got the runs and has to go.
No, he
And has
doesn't.
to run.
No,
No.
no.
I stay at my post.
Okay, well, those are 2 different tasks and therefore 2 different turns. Unless there are mechanics to do 2 tasks in 1 turn.
Well, okay. Well, goodbye, TJ Goodspeed. Thank you for your service. We'll see you next
We love
time.
you, Goodspeed.
I'm not leaving. I'm just not participating. I'm just gonna be like, today was a good day. I'll be on the holodeck. Bye.
Goodspeed is the kind of guy that, like, once his shift is up, it doesn't matter what he's in the middle of. He
Yeah,
just drops his shit and he's off duty.
I'm
That
out.
guy is pro-union
You think I'm
all the
gonna?
way.
You just see me walking through the hallway, like the corridors, being like, and if she thinks I'm gonna pay $50 for a damn toaster oven, she's out of her mind. All right,
Okay,
bye.
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 Well, here's my question.
Yeah.
Be right. Another one for you to chew on after the fact.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a difference between starship tasks and like narrative, because right now, if we say we want to move the starship, obviously that's a combat starship task. But if we want to say Goodspeed and Holden start working on this engineering challenge, is that really a combat task? And can we accomplish that simultaneously during a combat task? because it's important to the plot, or no?
Well, it is related to the combat, right? Because you're trying to bring this piece of technology to bear on the combat that you are in at the moment.
Okay.
Yes. From a game mechanic sense, the rules are written from the perspective or with the intent of basically starship tasks are the same as personal tasks. It's just that the starship is helping you in that task. So flying the ship in combat is still a person at a console tapping buttons, which is their task. It's just that the starship helps them. That's kind of how the rules are.
Captain, I will say that tactically trying to get between the Stargazer would be good, but there are 3 Klingon ships out there. Brian, out of game, like 3 ships versus 2, like in terms of this mechanic system, is this something like our ships are big enough that we should probably be able to take them? Is it a fair, would it be stupid to try and like stand our ground against them?
It's actually pretty even.
I would say we would still have the advantage because 2 of them are birds of prey and one of them
Yeah.
is a formidable weapon, but I mean we also have an ambassador class starship, so
Yeah, your ship
Yeah.
outclasses even their bigger ship, but there are more of them than you. But it is still 3 to 2.
So I would agree. I was suggesting putting ourselves between us and the Stargazer as a defensive tactic for them, with the understanding that we could also simultaneously have you and Goodspeed get to work. But if we can't do that, then we'd need.
Yeah, I think using a task when we're going back and forth like this just to move the ship, unless it's really necessary, seems erroneous.
So there is a one of the uses of determination that you guys haven't actually used yet in this way is what's called a surge of activity, which the character may immediately perform another task as soon as this one. Oh, that's a typo. As soon as this one has been resolved. This is most useful in combat or other situations where the character is under pressure, cannot normally attempt 2 consecutive tasks. So, actually, because it says character, maybe it doesn't apply in this situation. I thought it would. But I'm just going to make a GM call and say, if you want to use the surge of activity mechanic to do both at the same time, you can, but you have to use that to do both at the same time.
And what does that cost us?
That's a determination point. So somebody has to use a determination point. Holden already used one this turn.
Yeah, so I can't use anymore.
So somebody else. So basically Maddox would have to use a determination point. List off your values for me again real quick.
So I'd have to use one of my values, is what we're saying.
You'd have to invoke one of your values and say, I can use this in this moment because this value applies.
Okay. Well, compassion can be overpowering, or can overpower anything. Probably not. Selfishness is abhorrent. Holden! Exclamation point in parentheses.
Self-confidence is not selfishness.
Perception is fluid. No, none of mine really, I think, apply.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure I know. The idea is that we are using this mechanic to use a determination point to move the ship in one move, and then still allow us to do a task of some sort in that same turn. Correct? I'm asking Ryan.
Well, I don't know. I like, as far as I'm concerned, we don't need to do that maneuver anymore because I was under wrong impressions of what we mechanically could do.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is mechanically we can do 2 things at once.
I don't think it's worth it if we have to spend any additional determination points.
Okay. So Captain, what is our goal right now, I guess?
What if we do something silly?
Captain.
And by silly, I mean...
What if we sacrifice Jean-Luc Picard and just run for ourselves?
No. Not covert, but what if we simulate some sort of... This, all right, here's the chain of events I'd like to have happen right here, right now, in this combat situation. We have we indicate for all to see some sort of surge in our power systems, and then we have a transport beam from our ship back to what's it called, the what?
The Andorian ship.
The Nabi.
We simulate an event where something is transported from our ship back to the Navi, and then we fire
Nabi with a B.
With a B, fire a low yield phaser burst at the Nabi, making them think that somebody just escaped and got back to that ship, and then was trying to bug out, and we're trying to stop them from leaving. Eh?
I mean, what would that accomplish? I assume the Klingons are still going to keep firing on us.
Well, not if
Let me
they
see if
think...
I can... So, is what you're saying is this. This is what I'm kind of getting. Is that you're going to do some crazy bullshit with the Nabi to make it seem like the Klingons to essentially make it seem like that's still what the Klingons want to be targeting, use it as a diversion and then run away while they're focused on the Na'vi.
Brian said it a lot better than me.
You think you can do all that bullshit you just said? If that's the basic game plan that you want to go with, then we can convert that into a task and we can just say, you technobabble, I don't know,
We do that.
Oh yeah, you override the Na'vi control systems and, create a fake power signature or something.
Put it this way, I would rather do that than to spend however many turns going through starship combat with 5 different
Agreed.
starships.
Absolutely agreed.
So if we want to technobabble it,
Yeah.
I don't want to make it seem like it's Holden's idea, but like I can wing it for a second if we want.
Go for it.
Yeah, no. Fucking wing
Yeah.
it, man.
Captain, I have an idea.
Oh, dear God, thank you.
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
If I create a low energy tachyon burst to the Na'vi, we might be able to have its power system surge and kick on its warp drive. And so what would happen is the Na'vi would have a giant power signature for a second and then warp out of the system, hopefully drawing away some or all of the Klingon ships chasing it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So we'll call that a control and engineering.
Come on, that was good.
Was good.
That was pretty good.
Control and engineering, difficulty 3 with the ship assisting. Engineering plus, I guess, engines.
Maddox sort of smiles at Holden and then turns dramatically to Panther and says, Panther, as soon as that ship warps out, I want to spread a 4-ton torpedoes to hit its last known location.
Well, we want them to chase it. We don't want them to think that we destroyed it.
No. I'm wanting to think that like it warped out, but just after we missed hitting them with photon torpedoes.
Okay.
Like we really didn't want them to leave.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So I am doing this.
Thanks everybody. I appreciate that.
Are we?
No, that was a good contribution, Captain. We're all very proud of it.
Good job, Captain.
we're all very happy.
We made this participation trophy for you, just for you.
Aw.
I like Star Trek.
Are we gonna tell Picard what we're doing?
Nope.
You just call him up real quick and you say, Picard, get ready to bug it.
It's like, hey, Picard, we're gonna do a thing. Bye.
Bye.
One second. I have to look up one of my. I might have a talent that could help, but I want to like look up what it is.
Okay.
See how it affects things.
Okay. In the meantime, my chair is shaking. Maddox to Stargazer.
Yeah, go ahead and play that out.
Yeah.
I'm shaking.
Yes, Captain.
Jean-Luc, get on my signal.
I don't think we really know each other well enough to be on a first name basis. But yes, what? Go ahead.
I'm Rajay.
Oh, okay.
We both have dashes in our name.
He really likes the first name thing. Just run with it.
What can I do for you, Captain?
On my signal, I want you to set course in the opposite direction from us, heading 618 Mark 242, and engage in maximum warp. Maddox out. Can I stop shaking?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I have nothing that can help. I was hoping Nick of Time would allow me to like have some sort of timing
We
thing.
come back to Travis. He's like, I got nothing,
guys. That was a total waste of everybody's time.
Okay.
All right, so how much momentum? We have 4 momentum total. Right
You
now?
have 4, correct?
Spending 1 momentum.
Oh, Maddox to Stargazer.
Oh God, what, Captain?
Captain, I'm doing this.
God, what?
I look at him, and there's sparks flying, and the camera's shaking, and the view is breaking up a little bit, and they just sort of lock in on his eyes, and I say, "Good luck, Captain."
All right, the ship and Holden rolled and got 3 total successes.
Okay. So you spent a point of momentum there.
I did, yes.
Right? Yes, okay. So you succeed. You managed to do whatever crazy technobabble bullshit to the Na'vi that you needed to do. It emits a particular energy signature that catches the Klingons' attention. They turn in pursuit.
Mr. Panther, fire.
And Panther fires the torpedoes, which miss on purpose the Na'vi. The Na'vi sails away into deep space, the Klingons pursuing. And you and the Stargazer are left in the kind of position that you were in.
Nice.
Hey.
I was only expecting for it to draw away like 1 or 2 of them. So
Great.
Oh no, they're all going after it.
They want that thing
They want the thing.
that we have.
let's get out of here then.
Mr. Doe, set course for, I don't know, someplace with alacrity.
For Federation space, maybe?
Get us out of here, would you?
Set course for alacrity, please.
Set course for the exact reciprocal coordinates that I just sent to Captain Picard and engage with alacrity.
Okay, so both you and the Stargazer set a course for the safety of Federation space.
I like the idea that you gave them coordinates and like we went to a different spot. So we both just warp out and like, where'd they go?
Okay, so the Stargazer and the Tempest use the momentary distraction to your advantage. You warp away, and within a few hours, you return to the safety of Federation space, and both of you at the same time return to Starbase 515 and kind of have a collective debrief. Dr. Galen is there. You're all in the Tempest conference room. Picard is definitely, you can tell he's a little bit envious of this nice ship that you get to be captain of while he's stuck on the small, overpowered, constantly ready to fly apart at the seams Stargazer.
Underpowered, but that's okay.
Underpowered.
Did he just see how awesome we were? Because like that's probably why we have the better ship. Just saying.
And yeah, is there any? So this is the last moment, at least in the main timeline, that Picard and Galen are going to speak to each other, or see each other, until they meet again in 2069 or 2369.
Meet again.
Maddox has sort of a sixth sense about these things, and he walks over to the replicator, and he taps the console and says, "1 bag of popcorn." He generates it, gets it, sits down, and watches. And doesn't share with the rest of his crew.
Okay.
He should have probably said 6 bags.
Holden reaches over and grabs 1 kernel off of the top and eats it.
So yeah, so this is definitely an awkward moment. They're trying their best to be professional. Essentially, they're having a conversation between, none of you guys knew this before, but you're gathering this from the conversation they're having now, where Picard was genuinely considering leaving Starfleet and pursuing archaeology professionally full-time and leaving Starfleet in the process, because he's found a ship like the Stargazer doesn't get interesting missions very often. So it's been kind of a, like, some people may have jobs in the past that we've talked about where it's like several months of absolute boredom and then a few minutes of real super awesomeness. Commanding the Stargazer is kind of like that for Picard. Like, there are these moments that are awesome, but those come pretty few and far between. And so he's been weighing, maybe I'll leave Starfleet and become a archaeologist full time. And this is kind of the conversation that the two of them are dancing around at the moment. However, this particular mission today was definitely one of those moments that Picard lives for in terms of being a Starfleet officer and a starship captain. So he essentially now has to turn down his father figure, his mentor, once again, to say, "I'm sorry, but I have to disappoint you again because I really love what I'm doing and where I'm at, and I'm gonna stay there." And that sentiment on Picard's part is definitely coming from the excitement and the drama and tension of the mission that you guys just completed.
You're welcome, TNG fans. We just saved your show.
Your Galen, so Dr. Galen is not very happy about that, and he's ready to huff off again and leave the ship in kind of a huff. And I will let you guys, or I will let Maddox do a command and presence roll using team dynamics to smooth the friction that is happening between the two of them right now.
Between the two of them?
Yeah,
Well,
so it's a difficulty 4, but you can use your focus of team dynamics.
Okay, well. And I also go back to the replicator from whence I just came, and I speak into it, tea, Earl Grey. And it replicates 2 cups of tea.
Okay.
And I walk over and I put them down there next to him and to Galen.
You give one to Picard and you take the other one.
I really wanted to do that, but I put it down, and Galen just sort of said thank you and sat down, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what I meant to do. So I am rolling a what was it again, Brian?
Command and presence. Did I say difficulty already?
You said 4.
Yeah, I think you said 4.
Yeah.
And you're using a focus. And how much momentum? We have 3 momentum left, I think.
Correct.
So spend all 3 and use 4 die.
All right.
And now, just before you roll, to be clear, this is going to determine whether or not they will speak and have really any interaction with each other over the course of the next 30 years.
So we actually, if we follow TNG lore,
We're trying to change canon right now.
Yeah, so this is changing how TNG canon might play out, right? In the episode The Chase, they hadn't talked to each other in 30 years. They don't talk in the episode. They don't talk about like what that moment or what episode was. We're saying as part of our campaign, this is what that moment was.
Okay, now that I have the full picture,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back.
So
so Matt,
you're going back to the
Maddox
replicator for the third time.
Yeah. No, for the second time. We're gonna redo this.
Okay.
Maddox stands up and goes to the replicator, and having read Jean-Luc Picard's profile and having read many interviews with friends and coworkers, he orders 2 cups of Earl Grey tea. And he sits down, or he walks over to the table that Galen and Picard are at, implying that that's where he wants to sit. He looks at Galen and he looks at Picard, and then he rolls 4 successes.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. So Galen stands there and he thinks about it. He's not quite too sure right away, but after a moment, he sits down in the chair and sips the Earl Grey tea. And the 2 of them continue to sit in your conference room and talk, and they have time to keep a relationship going that would otherwise have not gone as well if Maddox had not been there.
Yeah, us.
All right, and that's it. That's the end of the mission.
Yeah, we changed TNG lore.
Woohoo! Wait, we shouldn't have done that.
Well, for the better.
Oh.
Or was it? We don't know.
Who knows?
The law of unintended consequences. Yeah. I really hoped he had tripped and spilled his tea and like whacked Picard on the way down. But no, instead, 4 successes. Thank you for listening to the conclusion of Boats Against the Current. Join us in 2 weeks, and you might hear a new voice aboard the Tempest, as Maddox is selected for a unique diplomatic ceremony on our next mission, Captain in the Arena. Until then, keep reaching out to us on social media. We love interacting with our followers, and if you're new to the show, you can find us under the handle Starship Tempest on all the social media platforms. And if you're able to do so, consider becoming a Patreon donor. We have a lot of fun perks available, including access to some great threads happening right now on our Discord page. Read more about it at patreon.com/Starship Tempest. And until then, stay safe, be kind, and as always, we'll see you out there.